AP DJ Adventures. Today I'm actually going to do something that I have never done before, which is plant arugula from seed. I am just winging it. My sister requested, oh, hey, plant my arugula seeds for me. So I really have no idea if she wants to eat these as microgreens or as actual salad leafy arugula. Personally, sorry, I'm not trying to offend any arugula lovers out there, but I actually don't like arugula. Um, I'm assuming it's the spicy greens in my mixed greens. So I personally love spinach and I love green leaf lettuce, and I actually love me a wedge. What is that? A wedge salad. Maybe that's just because I like blue cheese. But anyway, when I make salad, I actually, first of all, don't eat salad, but I make spinach salad or green leaf lettuce or Caesar. But that's honestly because I like the big leaves and the Caesar dressing. So honestly, I'm not very eager to do this arugula experiment, but I am going to try. So first of all, since I've never done this before, I looked up two different shorts on YouTube and took some notes because I don't know how to reference them in a video. Plus, I'm doing a live, and the reason I'm doing a live is so that I don't have to do any editing, and my mom and my sister can watch this video at their leisure, and I'm not going to spend any time editing. So, sorry. So the first video that I looked at was with Mary Ann B. And her short was titled How to Grow Arugula Microgreens from Seed to Harvest in Just 7 Days. This short was from March 6th of 2025, so maybe about 10 months ago, and it got about 12,000 views. So I kind of just took notes from that, and she, I'm gonna, okay, so what I have here is 3 plastic ramen udon bowl noodle bowls that have somebody magically pierced holes in them for my mom for drainage. So yay, thank you whoever did that. So I'm going to use these simply because we have lots of them and it's a good size to move around. I can also make 3 different tests, 3 different ways of doing it and see how they grow. So with Marianne B suggested using a seeding tray or an upcycled plastic tray with holes poked in the bottom for drainage. So that is why I'm using an upcycled plastic noodle bowl. The second YouTube channel that I went to is at Mind and Soil. And he talked about, in his short, it's called Here's How to Grow an Endless Amount of Arugula. And it is from May 23rd, 2024. So about almost 2 years ago, and it got 159,000 views. And he actually says to start, and he has like a raised bed situation outdoors. And compared to Marianne B, who was an indoor microgreen little tray. So he suggested putting 1 inch of compost first on the raised bed, and then fertilizer, and then making little divots, and then planting 3 seeds per hole. So I'm actually going to try doing something similar on a very small scale in one of these bowls. Okay, so back to my first experiment. To use a upcycled plastic tray and then filling that with pre-moistened potting mix. Okay, so here is the uniqueness of what I'm doing. So I have 3 containers full of my mom's super crazy green thumb soil mix with fertilizer inside. So my mom is 84 years old and she has a super green thumb. She actually is not aware of the science behind what she does. She is just really good at growing plants. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is what's in her soil mix. And I actually asked her what was in it. And this is what she told me. All kinds of peels. So she has inside her mix, she has banana peels, avocado peels, orange peels, apple peels, lychee peels. She said, of course, she doesn't put the lychee fruit in there. She eats it. So honestly, oh, and eggshells. Eggshells very much, she says. Every day she adds eggshells to her mix. So I asked her, oh, is this compost? My mom is 84 years old. She actually has no idea what compost is. She actually didn't even realize that she was making compost. So inside there's also, basically it's all the waste from whatever food she's eating. So there's also strawberry tops and leaves, cherry stems and seeds, cucumber skin, tomato skin, and the little stem of the tomato. So honestly, that is such all good stuff. And there's also honestly leaves in here. She forgot to tell me leaves. And whatever plant parts from all her little plants. I guess I should show you what she normally does. So this is we're in the middle of moving her garden. So unfortunately, she's been downsized drastically. Usually she grows a lot of succulents in all upcycled containers. Oh, look at this little baby guy. I always say that I have a black thumb. My mom has a green thumb. This is a papaya. No. Okay, see, I don't even know. One of these is an avocado and one of them is a papaya. Obviously, that's an avocado because the seed is an avocado seed versus papaya seeds are really little. So basically, every time she eats a papaya, she'll plant it and she'll grow all these little baby papaya plants. And of course, they don't grow any bigger because they're in these really shallow upcycled pots. So right now her garden is temporarily relocated and she's unable to do her usual thing, sadly. But my point is that this is her soil mix that she makes every day from her food scraps. Okay, so back to my project, which is the putting arugula seeds in containers. I'm going to use her homemade soil fertilizer mix as my soil because I actually looked around and could not find any potting soil, and the dirt around here is really nutrient poor and red and hard clay like stuff, so I'm just assuming that is not optimal for arugula. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do the 3 different ways of planting these seeds, and then we'll just see what happens in 3 days to a week. So I am using this packet of seeds just for reference since I'm going to check on it in a week. This is actually says packed for 2025, sell by November 2025. So that's we're okay. I mean, we're in zone 9. We're in Honolulu, Hawaii, so this is very tropical, very warm. I'm sure they'll be fine. If you are in a snowy place, this would be an indoor project. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is use one of these containers, and it said to use pre-moistened soil. So what I'm going to do is pre-moisten this soil. Everything we do in this family is recycled, so she uses all these recycled containers. These are 3 different mixes of her soil mix, so I'm actually going to keep them separate. But so I can refer to this again later. I'm actually going to show it in the video so that my mom can see what's in each container and tell me, oh yeah, that's the one that has this or that. Because I honestly, I mean, what? What is this? Is it a stem from a dead succulent? Oh, it's a banana. It's a banana stem. Banana peel stem. Interesting. So this number 1 is a mix of, I can't tell, but maybe she can tell later. A mix of all kinds of fruit peels and dead leaves and eggshells to make her soil mix. Okay, so that is mix number 1. Okay, mix number 2. Okay. This is her fertilizer mix number 2. So this one's more damp. It's got tons of eggshells in it. So actually the bottom part was more damp, but the top part is actually pretty dry. To me, they kind of look the same, but you know, I'm the one with the black thumb that is doing this project, and I just spilled her soil mix everywhere. Okay, that's mix number 2. Mix number 3. Oh, so this one is way finer and way drier. I'm not sure if this is dried fruit peel. To me, it looks like bark, but she told me there was no bark. So there's obviously leftover plant parts, leaves. Oh, cherry stem. So definitely this batch, that's so cute, kind of, you know. This is the batch where my mom had cherries that day. So she puts in the cherry stems into her soil fertilizer mix. Oh, yep. There's the cherry seed. We'll call this the cherry mix because basically there's a lot of cherry parts composting in here. I don't know if you can see, but the inside of this container is actually green. It's like, it's actually not mold or mildew. I mean, is it? I don't think it is. Anyway, so that means it was so damp in here that it was actually sort of growing. Okay, so now I'm a little confused as to which. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do, which was mind and soil, I watched his short and he said to put an inch of compost at the bottom. So I'm actually going to put that one, mix number 3, as the one where we just put divots and put 3 seeds in and grow arugula, actual like leaves, not microgreens. Okay, so we're going to have 3, 1, 2, 3 different versions of planting these arugula seeds. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Okay, so number 1 is said to pre-moisten the soil. So this is how I'm going to pre-moisten the soil. I'm going to pour some water in there. Oh wait, she actually has chopsticks. And since we're using recycled everything, here we have a Chill Vibes cup with all of her little gardening tools. So, she doesn't have chopsticks, she actually has a knife. So, I'm going to mix, and it's really funny because I keep all my takeout utensils, and it ends up very unbalanced. Like, I end up reusing the forks and the spoons for when I bring food into the car. I will grab the little takeout forks and spoons and knives, little packets. But I always end up with the knives left over because we don't actually like use a plastic knife very often. Okay, so I'm trying to make pre-moistened soil. I'm going to just do a little bit more water. This is kind of funny because it's like playing with dirt. So I end up with all these knives, and obviously so does my mom because she likes to use the knives. And knives are actually really good for when you're doing soil because you can get to the edge of the container. And a lot of times that's where things get stuck, or you're not mixing in the dry stuff. And you can easily clean the knife on the edge. Okay, so pot number 1. We have little drainage holes. Okay, so back to, I'm referencing a short, and this is from YouTube channel with Mary Ann B. How to grow arugula microgreens from seed to harvest in just 7 days. So says fill with pre-moistened potting mix. So I am, doing my version of that with what I have. I don't have any potting mix, and the soil in the garden here is not anywhere close to potting mix. Okay, so that is the pre-moistened soil. And then it says sprinkle the seeds on top. Okay, I don't think I have enough soil. So I'm actually going to make the rest of this. Pre-moistened soil. And to everybody who's watching, thanks for watching. I actually wasn't going to make this live public. I'm actually just doing this for my mom to show her what I'm doing with her soil. This is my mom's version of soil, but really it's like sort of like compost. But my mom is 84 years old and she didn't know what compost was. She just takes all of her fruit scraps, like the fruit peels and eggshells, and she just mixes it into her soil for her plants. And her usual plants are succulents and aloe vera and snake plants. Those are like her favorites. Oh yeah, and avocado and papaya. So normally she's actually making a soil mix that has tons of eggshells. She says she puts her eggshells in from every single day. That is like the highest concentration of ingredients is from the eggshells. I want to show you. They have the coolest staghorn fern. If you're a staghorn fern fan, this is actually a huge staghorn fern. It's actually a huge staghorn fern in the background. Like, so amazing. He's like super huge. Okay, so I've got this soil here. I don't know how big arugula seeds are, but said this is a package of arugula seeds that I'm using from, the date on the package is 2025, so that's actually pretty good for me. It says heirloom arugula rocket. Okay, so got a good amount of seeds in there. Oh, they're so cutie pie. Okay, so I think I'm going to put that amount of seeds. I'm doing 3 versions. On the 3rd version, I'm only putting 3 seeds per hole. So I'm kind of trying to plant this first one as like a bowl of microgreens. So I'm going to sprinkle the seeds on here. I've never done this before as a live. I wish I had my helper, DJ, here. She is not here right now. Oh, look. I have this beautiful bamboo vase. Or whatever it is, plant stand. This is what happens when you don't plan a video. It's amazing to me. I'll watch these videos. It says how to, you know, make videos. And it's like, oh, plan a shot list. Okay, yeah, that's never gonna happen in my life because it would take me like hours to plan a shot list. I mean, it's a big deal for me to even go to this extreme of being so detailed. Okay, so then it said to Pat, this is following with Mary Ann B's short on how to grow arugula microgreens from seed to harvest in just 7 days. And it's a short that just popped up when I searched for arugula, I think I searched for how to grow arugula. And it just says, Pat, it says, fill your little upcycled plastic container with pre-moistened potting mix, sprinkle seeds on top, and gently pat down. So I am gently patting down. And it's funny because I actually was doing something similar just about a month ago. We were actually planting grass in a sort of pasture area, but I'm talking about like an acre of grass. So this is a very small scale production here. And then we had to actually, there was this other kid who was sprinkling the seeds with one of those seed sprayer dispenser things. So he put down the grass seed, and then we actually had to shake out rice straw over it, and then we had to gently pat down. But when you're doing grass seed, you know, that involves either walking on it or driving it over it with like a small, like an ATV type of weighted vehicle, like not a truck or a car, but like using like a small 4-wheeler ATV type of thing to drive over it. Well, we didn't do that. We didn't actually walk over. We walked on it like naturally, but we did not do it in a grid pattern. And by the next 2 days, all the wild turkeys and birds had actually eaten practically almost all the grass seed. Like I could not see any seed on the ground. So it's kind of sad. I mean, we'll see. I won't be able to see that property for another month or so. So we'll see which grass grew and which grass didn't. Yeah, I just patted that, like way over patted that. Gently pat down, cover, and let germinate in a cool, dry place for 3 days. Okay, so the reason I picked this bowl was because it actually came with a cover. I don't have them with me right this second. Oh, I was like, why is there water all over the table and all over my beautiful thing? Because there's drainage holes, which is good to know that I pre-moistened it too much. Okay, so that is bowl number 1. Okay, bowl number 2 was basically the same thing. However, I was going to use different soil. But honestly, these soils are all kind of about the same. So I'm not really sure what to do here with bowl number 2. So, yeah, this is really disorganized. I'm going to do bowl number 3. Now the difference here with bowl number 3 is that this is the cherry. I guess you could call it cherry composted soil. Not really. Anyway, so it has lots of cherry parts in it, cherry stems, cherry pits, and whatever. So I'm actually breaking up all these little things because the arugula seeds are kind of small, and some of these fruit peel parts are kind of big. And I just want to show you, this is my mom's mix of random leftover fruit peels, eggshells, that's a shell of some kinds. Maybe it's like a, seriously, I think that's a pistachio shell. My mom puts in like everything. So eggshells, cucumber peels, tomato stems. I asked her if she puts in the tomato seeds, and she's like, of course not. I plant the tomato seeds. So yeah, banana peels, orange peels, whatever fruits she eats, she cuts up the peels. That's actually the, what do you call it? The membrane from the eggshell. And the most, and I guess she mixes it in with the existing soil from her plants. And her usual plants are succulents. They are aloe vera and whatever this kind of succulent is called, and papaya and avocado, whatever basically she eats and whatever she can just propagate really quickly and easily. She's got lots of babies everywhere. She's actually super green thumb, and I am super black thumb. So we got some snake plants, some aloe vera, and today I am doing the arugula project. So, okay, so I am putting in this soil mix basically from a creation she had made with all of her fruit peel scraps, eggshells, and whatever else she throws into her special soil mix that she doesn't even know what it is. So, okay, so I have this, and then this is following a short that I watched from at Mind and Soil. And it is from 2024, and the video was titled, Here's How to Grow an Endless Amount of Arugula. And it was viewed by 159,000 people. Okay, now he actually says to put in an inch of compost and then a tablespoon of 444 fertilizer, 1 tablespoon per square foot, and mix it. Well, honestly, I don't have any of those things, so I'm just going to kind of use this instead. And it is a mix of organic decaying matter. Okay, now it says to use your super, like, whatever, divot making hole spacer tool board thing. So we're not going to do that either. But I am going to pat this down. And I forgot to show you that the bottom of the bowl, this is a udon noodle, ramen noodle bowl. Somebody lovely, don't know who, so maybe my brother-in-law, maybe my sister, made little holes for my mom for drainage. Thank you, drainage hole fairy. Okay, so I am going to make, let's see, the video said to make divots 1 centimeter deep. So 1 centimeter is about just my fingertip. So, arugula. Okay, so they're in the middle. Okay, so we'll do 1 centimeter. Of course, there's a cherry seed right there. So I actually don't want the cherry seed right at the bottom of my divot because then That would be difficult for the roots to grow. Okay, so I'm going to make a 1 centimeter deep divot. And then I'm going to go around. This is obviously very unscientific. And the funniest thing is that I make mandalas all the time. And this is actually, I make dot mandalas with paint. And this is actually the soil version of making a mandala. And it's actually funny because I actually made a video, a short, that said when I was making a nature mandala, like if you don't have a nature mandala is usually made with flowers, sticks, twigs, rocks, whatever. But I also mentioned that you can make a mandala with anything. And really, this just goes to prove that you could actually just poke holes in the mud or the dirt and make a mandala. Anything that is repetitive and where you go around and round, it's your intention and your meditative mindset that goes with that. So I'm actually, his instructions in the video said to put 3 arugula seeds into each hole. The seeds are all slightly different color. Honestly, I don't know anything about seeds. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 seeds in each hole. Okay, that was 6 seeds. I'll put 6 seeds in the center hole because I obviously can't grab 3 seeds. Yeah, and then I also just forgot which ones I put seeds in already. Okay, so I just put 3 seeds in each hole. I really hope I didn't miss a hole because that kind of would be unfortunate. Okay, and then he actually says to cover the seeds with 1 centimeter of worm castings. And the reason to use the worm castings was to retain the moisture, making it easier for the seeds to germinate. Well, I don't have worm castings. But the purpose of the worm castings is to retain the moisture. So what I will do is use this other mix here. Oh no. Just so that this base soil and this alternative for the worm castings is a different soil mix. I'm actually just going to add some water in there, and I'm going to use that as some kind of replacement alternative. Sort of like, I feel like I'm baking, and then if it's asking for milk, I'm using an alternative milk. Since I don't have any of the things that they recommended to do. Okay, yeah, it's totally like not not at all close to using worm casting, but whatever. I am putting, so in each divot there was 3 to 6 seeds. Sometimes it was 3, sometimes it was 4, sometimes it was 5. And then I'm putting this moistened soil mix. And the mix is a mix of my mom's sorta compost. Not really, because she doesn't actually know what compost is. But basically it's like fruit peels and scraps and eggshells, which is probably like better just because it's not like really scientific. She also lives in a great climate that really is very forgiving and easy to grow stuff in. The humidity here is so high. The weather is wonderful. It's really not extreme. We're in Hawaii, zone 9. Okay, so then it said cover the seeds with 1 centimeter of worm castings and then give it a big drink of water. So I actually have this super cute watering can. And because there's 3 holes in this noodle bowl, we're going to put this bowl underneath it. I'm going to give it a big drink of water. That was so unaesthetic. Like if you're trying to make a video where the water like pours out beautifully, that's totally not happening. Big drink of water. Oh, because on the other one we actually used pre-moistened soil. This soil was, you know, it wasn't super dry. It was moist, but not wet. Okay, so basically I've got 2 bowls. Yeah, I didn't label them. So anyways, this is bowl number 1, which has a whole bunch of seeds patted down. And this one needs to be covered, and then it said to leave it for 3 days in the dark, in a cool, dark, dry place for 3 days to let it germinate. And then after taking off the cover, giving it a lot of light and sun so that the photosynthesis can take place, and then you'll end up with green little microgreen sprouts. So yeah, that's number 1, whose short I followed with Marianne B's short. So I'm going to set that aside. I have to go find its lid and then put it inside in a cool, dry place. This one was from at Mind and Soil's short that I watched, and he actually left it outdoors. So, I mean, he made it outdoors on a raised bed. So I'm actually going to leave this outdoors. Okay, my hands are filthy dirty, so we're going to leave this somewhere here. Hmm. And we'll check on it in a few days. I guess I have to leave a note, because if I don't leave a note, somebody might come and think it's just soil without realizing that I planted seeds in there. Okay, so now I have 1 more bowl, and I'm just going to randomly do whatever, because there's no reason to save any of these seeds. So I'm going to pre-moisten this soil. You know what? Maybe I should save the seeds, because what if it doesn't work? Then I still have seeds, because it says the directions said that it would actually germinate in 3 days. So if I see nothing, at least I still will have some seeds left to try something different, or somebody else can try something different, because I don't know what I'm doing. But I really appreciate everyone who watched, and I'm going to save these seeds for another day. I'm going to put away all these tools in her little gardening tool cup. Okay, I just washed my hands. I'm going to keep this bowl. These are 2 little soils that I have to give back. I guess I should clean this out and clean the table. Okie dokie. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a staghorn fern growing wild on a tree. It's really so amazing. Thank you. Aloha from Hawaii. Bye.